I'd say keep your eyes open, but good luck with that.
Go to the reinforced reception.
Yo.
Hey, buddy.
Yo. Holy cow. There's like, oh, we can have another one. Get another one.
Oh, shit! You good? Holy fuck. God damn. Those guys are cool.
Oh, just in time.
Oh, good shit, dude. That's awesome. Tear it down. There's a security breach that I just opened up the stairs.
There's a lot in this room if you want to come down.
I might check it out. I'm already full.
Yeah, I'm full too. I don't have too much like stuff, but just like materials.
Yeah.
Good materials.
Oh man, what do I take? I got enough of that. I'll take some of that. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, the fuck? Was this a key room? I can't remember.
No, just a breach room.
God damn! It does. We're gonna have to enjoy how much loot we're getting on Hurricane right now. Because you just know that they're gonna fucking patch it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was lots of stuff in these breaches that I didn't take, so.
Yeah, dude, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I feel like a kid in a candy shop.
We gotta get our We gotta get it together here and hit the road.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Or
extract.
something. Yeah, me too.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Head home at the Cliffside Air Shaft.
Alright. Good luck. Let's go.
Let's get it. I hope they fix the glitch with these guys, because there's 2 searches, which is really weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I keep seeing that too. Yeah, that they do.
Right.
There we go.
Oh, it's so windy.
The fireflies.
Yeah.
If you jump with the wind like carries you a bit.
Yeah. It's awesome. And if you throw like a smoke, the smoke will blow away.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome, yeah.
There we go. Getting closer, getting closer. Oh, good luck.
Oh, there's a sentinel up here.
Nice. Alright, I'll go push it. You can head inside.
No, I got you.
Alright, yeah, there's a back up.
Gotta check if there's any rats. Nope, we're good. Ted Fundy? Hey, come in, boys.
Yeah, there's another guy over there.
I see him, yeah. That's
Oh,
the
there's another
second.
guy over there too.
That's the second guy I've encountered where their name is like Ted Bundy.
Oh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Watch out, boys! Watch out! Oh shit! Are we all good?
Yeah, cool. Fuck, bud.
Fuck, buddy.
Oh, coming behind us. A firefly's coming in. Firefly's coming in. Get
I gotta
inside.
grab the thing. Oh, there's nothing in there. Okay.
Get inside. Get inside.
GG's, fellas.
GG's.
GG.
middle ground for the fire rates of weapons, but also adjusting some of the base sort of values of regular weapons day to day. The Stitcher, we saw a reduction in the headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 1.75. That's where it really excelled against things like the Bobcat. The headshot multiplier, if you landed those headshots, you'd kill even faster. They also reduced the base damage from 7 to 6.5 and increased the first shot dispersion by around 50%, meaning that if you're holding down that trigger, it's going to bloom a bit more than faster. The Kettle was reduced in its base damage from 10 to 8.5. The Venator saw a reduction in its headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 2 and reduced its base damage from 9 to 8. The Jupiter, it improved the ADS magnification from being 1.9 times to 2.2 times and improved the equip time from 1.2 seconds to now only 1.05 seconds. It also improved the unequipped time from 0.9 seconds to 0.75 seconds when you stow that weapon. And the Philion finally reduced its base reload time from 4.5 seconds to 3.5 seconds, reduced the time between shots from 0.9 seconds to 0.7 seconds, reduced the vertical recoil by 50%, and improved the ADS settle speed by 35%. Additionally, when it comes to weaponry, energy clips are now available by default to craft in the workbench. This is something that will be, of course, take materials to craft, but you can end up crafting these by default, whereas previously you had to have legendary energy weapons unlocked to be able to craft one of those blueprints available, which now no longer is the case. As for utility, notably weapon crafting and item value has been adjusted. Explosive items are where you need a lot. These now require certain arc parts for crafting rather than their prior base just two specific items, making explosives a bit harder to craft and perhaps as we're seeing in the coming weeks. Some of them, though, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a rework in the coming weeks because the cost outweighs the benefits. Let's start with the Deadbot here. The value of this increased from 5,000 to 6,000, which means if you sell these, you get a bit more bang for your buck. The trader price, though, increased from 15,000 to 18,000, making them more expensive to buy. They also, again, coming down to the crafting, changed the formula for these, where now instead of just explosive compound and arc circuitry, you need explosive compound, arc circuitry, and a comet igniter. So utilizing one of those new archetypes that we have with this update. The Trailblazer ended up having its value increase from 1,600 to 2,200. Its trader price increase was from 4,800 to now 6,600, which is an interesting price increase given that it was just nerfed against the larger archetypes as per recent updates, and it now requires a Firefly burner to craft on top of the synthesized fuel and crude explosives. The Wolfpack saw its value increase from 5,000 to 6,000. It reduced the cost for explosives to craft it and added a Rocketeer driver as a crafting item cost. So Arc Motion Core, explosive compound, and now Rocketeer drivers. So this is one of those ones that I think might be adjusted here in the near future, potentially, just based off the Rocketeer driver spawn rates in recent weeks, plus the effectiveness of a singular Wolfpack versus a Rocketeer. You're either having a one-to-one parity of what you're getting back a lot of the times for Wolfpack to Rocketeer driver, or not being one-to-one. The Venispray had its value increased from 3,000 to 3,400 and added a tick pod to its crafting cost as well, now requiring a canister, tick pod, and antiseptic. And finally, the Showstopper had its value decreased from 2,200 to 2,100. It added a Hornet driver to its crafting cost now and changed the crafting components from advanced electrical components to just simply electrical components. So with that now being something you can easily craft with your refiner, returning the Hornet driver and Hornet converter with that. Now before we get into some just general gameplay changes, one other sort of whole game affecting update that was made was something for Phantom Cheat. This is always an interesting topic. Some players will never see cheaters in ARC, inherently based off of how the matchmaking itself is handled. But just because one player or another doesn't mean that we can discount other encounters where they do exist in those upper brackets of the aggression matchmaking. The ARC's prior system had gone in the way of 30 and 60-day temporary bans for first and second strike, and then into a permanent ban, and until recently, it could have been bypassed by the Steam family sharing access systems. That has been since changed, and it seems like more are on the way, though while mentioned some big changes here, we don't know what constitutes some of those in the upcoming days. They said, when we last shared our update about tackling unfair play, we didn't fully convey the complexity and scale of what goes into cheat detection. Our defenses operate on multiple levels. Some checks are simple and definitive, while others are behavioral and data-driven and evolve over time. We also leverage broad gameplay telemetry and machine learning techniques to spot patterns that aren't obvious at first glance. These methods take longer to develop, must adapt as game systems change, and don't always offer instant certainty the way blunt software detection can.
I'll have to mark you down as a regular this week, my friend.
We're further tightening our rules and stepping up enforcement. Serious infractions now carry stricter consequences. strong detections will receive permanent bans
How do you like it
right
down
off
here
the
so
bat,
far?
while others will receive a
Most
temporary
people down these
suspension
parts
and
are pretty
a single
nice,
chance
but
to correct
in a
mistakes.
colony this big, you're bound to run into some bad eggs.
Strengthened our ability
Just don't
to
let
curb
them get to you.
misconduct and streamline the removal of bad actors, but we're preparing to launch systemic manual review of ban appeals. The game is young and the volume of telemetry is enormous, but this process ensures every case is handled with care as we continue to learn quickly and invest heavily in the precision of our information tools. Our dedicated anti-cheat team works tirelessly to keep the game fair. It's an ongoing fight, and we're committed to it. So the key parts out of this are, number one, stricter enforcement and consequences, removing that 3-strike system and going back to, at best for the cheater, a singular warning depending on the infraction type and how serious it is, instead of the 3-strike method as we've seen recently. Otherwise, depending on severity, it's just one and done. You're out of there, which I still think is the way that it should be approached always, but we're seeing some adjustments here with this. And number two, manual review of ban appeals. Less automation, if not completely removing it, allowing for a real human to potentially review a case, something that other games isn't the first option. So, nice to see this, but of course, the fight always goes on. There definitely will be more updates in the future, but for the time being, that's what we have. Other notable gameplay changes. Firstly, on the gameplay side, they added a piano as an interactable object in the world. Personally, I didn't quite look out for a lot of these here, so as for spawn points, not entirely sure. It seems like those are the static ones, because obviously, you're not bringing a piano into a raid in your butt. Keep an eye out for that. You might be able to play around with some of that in-world. It prevented players from standing on or being carried by thrown grenades or other non-walkable items. And as we'll see with maybe another patch note that's of note, they also did change the sort of battery carryable things that people were doing, which is, I personally think unfortunate. I don't think that it really was harming too much of the gameplay experience. I've only seen 20 gameplay clips, so maybe I'm missing something, but those were changed. And they fixed an issue where a downed raider's body could block a hatch extraction by triggering a search prompt. Definitely nice, because when that happened, it was something that basically made that entire hatch unusable for the rest of the raid. Progression, you can now re-roll feats 3 times per day for free. They removed PvP feats, updating a few existing feats and adding a few new ones. So that means that there's now no longer any sort of pushed incentive to play for PvP. That's going to probably rub some people the wrong way, but realistically, when you look at the in-game things like quests, all that kind of stuff that, like, it funnels you towards a task, the only thing were a few feats that pushed for PvP. So grand scheme of things, it doesn't change a whole lot, but you just now know that you are seeing PvP. It's for the love of the game. There's no incentive behind that other than to just kill a raider and take their stuff. They also added an expedition catch-up system again to earn missed skill points for your previous runs with an updated UI to track your progress, as mentioned. They fixed an issue where players occasionally did not receive a skill point as indicated in the results screen. That seemingly having to deal with the delay in those rewards, but fingers crossed it's actually fixed this time. And the Cano berries in Bluegate now count towards the Harvest Plant trials. Maps, we saw some adjustments to Buried City, Stellamontis, and Bluegate. Buried City just decreased the rare loot and chimneys you find in the Buried City map condition ever so slightly. Stellamontis had multiple collision issues fixed in the lobby, atrium, loading bay, train station, tunnels, and sea vaults, that it prevents players from being out of bounds, and adjusted the night lighting on Stellamontis to improve visibility, as well as improving nighttime visibility for sea vault specifically. Bluegate also had one of those things where they fixed an issue where players could get out of bounds in the tunnels and improved thunderstorm lightning for better visual clarity. Now, will that get rid of all of the out-of-bounds stuff? Who knows, but positive push in the right direction at least. Utility, we saw pop triggers and spotter relays can now be used in the quick slots. The spotter relay can now deploy as a trap for nearby park. The pop trigger can now be deployed to roll forward briefly before exploding. They added the shaker instrument as a new field crafted item. They fixed an unintended behavior with Snaphook, causing it to pull players after it had been canceled, but that's something that people have already found in new Snaphook movement tech, so a band-aid on a cut, but another cut right next to it. And zip lines can now no longer be placed on carryable objects, again, like we mentioned a couple of seconds ago. Audio, Scrappy has been, well, toned down a bit. He doesn't cluck nearly as frequently now at this point, which, who's complaining about that? You gonna do Scrappy dirty? I wanna have words with you. The birds perched on zip lines now screech with correct positional audio when startled. They decrease the audio occlusion and obstruction slightly across the board, and especially for players, so you'll hear those players in your vicinity a little bit clearer, and they updated the acoustic guitar music tracks. Haven't seen that just yet to test out, but curious for sure. The UI, we saw item pings for items on containers now appear above the container's interaction point and no longer appear at the wrong location in certain containers. We added a ready up warning when deploying with raider hatch keys into the map with no active hatches. So if you try and go into a night raid, electromagnetic storm, something like that that doesn't have hatches available, it'll now give you a warning. They added icons to inventory tooltips to show recycle and salvage outputs, which is definitely cool. Nice little quality of life features. And just hovering over an item will now show you what it breaks down into. And you can now use the mouse scroll wheel to switch between pages in the Raider deck rather than having to click the buttons to progress and go along. They polished the low health reaction animations for improved clarity. And finally, they reduced the erratic movement of hard parts when they're stuck to an item.
Everything about Project Heartwood seems so...
First all the new arrivals, then all finding our hatches. People really are in need of something to calm the nerves.
Not being here for another 5 to 10 minutes listing off every single bullet point. That's the update we had for Shroud of Sky. In terms of quantity, it seems quite literally like our biggest update to date, which is definitely cool. But a lot of new stuff in regards to content, changes for gameplay and balancing, along with a general host of other fixes. It's a rather large update. So if you made it this far in the video, appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of the update so far. Do you like what we've seen out of Shroud of Sky, the content, the changes? Let me know. If you guys enjoyed the video though, you found an add-on site, do me a favor and drop a like on it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to us. A single thing right, all things Arc Raiders, even more FPS content, and love to have the community. For now, thanks so much for watching. Honest Espresso. We'll see you later.